Hello, everybody. This is Jade Urich checking in on a Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great evening. I'm very excited. Having Sean Morriseau and Skyline Gladue join us again on this Buck Live. So why don't I first do a little bios? So Sean is an Indigenous content creator from Fort Williams First Nation, Robinson Superior Treaty. He uses social media to express himself through his content and captivates his audiences with funny yet relatable topics and situations. As an advocate on mental health, Sean believes laughter is good medicine and hopes to bring light to topics which are sometimes hard to discuss. Sean focuses on inspiring others through comedy skits and stories that engage his audience to make them feel connected and welcomed. Native Pool Boy helps others break out of their comfort zones and follow their dreams. So, without further ado, I think I should welcome Mr. Sean Morriseau onto this live stream. That was the best drum beat I could ever do. Welcome. Sean, how's it going, man?
It's going all right. How's it going?
Welcome. How are you?
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm doing good.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping Skyline shows up, but in the meantime, what's up?
Not much. I mean, I'm just like chilling out, really just living a really busy life. Got a lot like making videos and music and just being a single dad and everything. So
I see like you are killing it in like two different things, like equally as like a comedian and also as a musician. So
yeah.
I guess like what's it like balancing both of those hats and how are they? It's like they're quite different things too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like I like to say, like I have alter egos. So like my comedian side would be like Native Pool Boy would be one ego, and Sean Skies would be my music ego.
Cool.
And then regular self, which is Sean Morriseau, that's just someone. They're just like three different people, I would say. So it's really hard, difficult to balance, definitely, especially like working a full-time job and being like a single parent, trying to balance like this life and this dream that I'm chasing, and also give my daughter like a life and goals and dreams as well. So
how old's your daughter?
She's 4.
Oh wow! Does she have the comedic chops or the music presence as well?
She loves to sing. Like I'll catch her singing all the time. Like she'll sing songs from the radio, and like she loves it. But she you put her on the spot, she's super shy. But I did a festival here in town, and it was pretty big. And she came on stage with me, but she was too shy to say anything.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. That's sweet. Well, I mean, I could just go into that. Like, what's it like balancing the life of an artist and like paying the bills while also having a child? That must be a lot on you.
It's definitely tough. Like. Because there's just times where I find where I'm like I'm at that burnout phase, right? Like I can't really like provide like the content or the music or be able to meet expectations in that realm because I'm doing my full-time job that actually do pay the bills and do provide for me and my daughter. So I gotta have that first and foremost because that's the stable part of my life, but also wanting to like chase those dreams and have all that like that. Those goals and like those like aspirations and everything. So it's definitely hard. But I do find that time, like I make time for it. Like I don't like I cut out a lot of stuff in my life, just like finding like my journey and where I belong and being on like a sober path and not because I don't drink. I'll enjoy like a glass of wine and stuff like that, but like I don't drink to party or get drunk or stuff like anything like that. Like I'm just
nice.
Kind of straight-headed and just forward with what I want to do, and I know what I want to do and what I want.
Healthy body, healthy mind sort of deal, right?
Yeah, man.
But what you put in your body, stuff like that. Well, I mean, makes sense to segue over into Merchants of the Wild and getting involved on that show. So yeah. I guess take us through just a little bit of like how you heard about it, and then like what it was like to just like those first like few like maybe like the first day of like what it was like.
It's funny because I just did an interview with this like a couple hours ago talking about this whole show.
Oh, sure.
The local magazine wants to do like an article on it too. So
right.
Yeah, when I seen the audition for it, because I'm like really like my whole passion for everything is like being an entertainer and wanting to be an actor and stuff like that. So I'm like always every day scouring the internet for like auditions and stuff like that, just to put myself out there and get my name heard. So I seen the audition for the show, but it was like so vague, the audition, because it was just like, oh, adventure show, 30 days in the bush. It didn't really have an explanation or like anything to it. And I was like, okay, what is this? It looks just like one of those fake kind of ads on Facebook, because that's where I saw it was on Facebook. So at first I just didn't think anything of it. I even commented on it, oh, this is fake. Like,
Right.
But then the deadline was coming down for it, I realized. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to, it's a quick like 1 minute video audition. I'll send it in just to see what happens. So I did, got the call back, and yeah, like months go by, and I was like, they're prepping for it, and they keep like emailing me like, oh, you might be it, you might be on. And then they're like, okay, you're on. Like, so they're, oh, wow, it's crazy. So they're like telling me to get ready to, I just signed a contract, get ready to fly to Kelowna, BC.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so did that, like so much anxiety, just the whole flight and everything, like not knowing what to expect, not knowing who I'm going to go out there with. I ended up finding out what the show was like during my time, like going through like the emails back and forth with them and everything. And so I ended up watching like the first season before I went out there. So I had like a bit of an idea what the show was going to like entail. But I was just still like full of anxiety, not knowing who my castmates were going to be and what they were going to expect of me, or like how they were going to judge me and stuff like that. So I had so much anxiety leaving home and leaving my wife at the time and my daughter, because my daughter was very young.
Right.
But like I knew it was like a journey that was going to be beneficial for me and like myself and my healing journey and stuff like that. And when I got out there, like right away, like as soon as you get onto the land and like you feel like the spiritual presence of like the creator, and it's like it was meant to be, and like that anxiety just kind of lifts off you, and you're just like, you feel like, you know, you're supposed to be there. You get like this kind of sense of belonging, and it was like a wonderful feeling. Like I felt so welcomed by my castmates, and like I welcomed them, and we ended up becoming like a family, and we all still talk to this day. Like we're all so communicative, like it's just something that I'll never take for granted, for sure.
With, I mean, awesome. While you were on the expedition, what was, I mean, is there a moment that sticks out to you as kind of like being like your most memorable, or like just being like the most like significant like lesson you learned like during it? Like, is that a good question to ask, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like I know going into there, I didn't really have like a goal or anything in my mind or anything like that, but after like being like on the show and like going throughout our journey, it came to me to have a realization that I had a goal to figure out like who I am and what it means to be like an Indigenous man,
For sure.
in like today's society. And I come to realize like my goal was to like be that Indigenous person in my family, break that cycle of not knowing my culture, and you know, learning that, and being able to be that role model for not only my daughter but like future generations to come. So
I feel like that's a good like sort of leaping off point into like a much sort of bigger conversation that I don't think we have time for today, but we could like, you know, sort of like sidebar about potentially one day. I'm just like, it is a really powerful show, and I really just enjoy it. Like I've watched the first few episodes, the last few episodes, and just kind of like trying to like stay sort of I don't know. It's wild. It's wild. I mean, like I was friends with Mikey beforehand, before he went on the show. So seeing him in the show is great.
yeah, that's awesome.
Firewolf, like her mom and my mom are like best friends, like because I'm from Sault Ste. Marie, Northern Ontario. So there's just like there's some connections there that were just kind of funny. But I guess in terms of like you as like coming in being like, you know, a comedian and a singer and like a content creator and someone who's like pretty in tune with like not just like technology and stuff and pop culture, but just being like, you know, on and stuff and like doing your thing. Was it difficult to still be doing your thing during the show? Like, or was it, did it like strip away some of those like performative aspects of who you are?
So you're talking about like what I do, like my comedy and my music as I was out there?
Like as a way to like sort of like maybe like break the ice, or like ways to like, or even just like, because you're away from your music kind of, right? Or were you still able to connect with it and like still keep it going while you're out there?
So like for social media and stuff like that, I did like inform everybody that I was taking a break, but I wasn't allowed to say what I was doing or anything like that, or say where I was going.
Right.
All I could say was like I'm just, I'll be gone for like a month, and a lot of people thought I was going away for like treatment or something like that, which wasn't the case at all. But I was able to like just kind of take a break from like my art and my music and my comedy and stuff like that, and I think that was really needed for me to kind of just have that clarity and that that stable. I felt like it was really good to just take a step back and like just see a bigger picture and just take a breather from everything and just come back with like a fresh start and a new
Uh,
way to look at things.
what was it like working with director Dan Fortin?
Dan was great. Like, oh, I loved working with Dan. Like, I remember I got like really sick on the show, and like I didn't want to leave the show, but I got like so sick like to the point where I was puking blood.
Oh shit.
They had to bring like the medic in at nighttime to like bring me off the show, and the medic had to like drive like a mile on a boat in the middle of the dark,
Wow.
just to get me and like take me. By the time he got to us, it was like the sun was coming up over the mountains, and he took me over to like the closest dock, which like way down the river. And all I remember is like I want to stay. Like I want to stay. They're like, oh, you go to the hospital. You're not allowed to call your parents. You're not allowed to call anybody. Don't eat anything. Just go to the hospital, get better. You come back. So I did.
Oh God.
That's what happened. And I remember when I came back, Danny gifted me with this bear claw, and he's like, yeah, he's like, this is for coming back, and he's like, you're a true leader. And that right there like made me feel really good, and like I felt like I was meant to do that, and he made me feel really welcomed, really belonging, and like he ended up flying me back to Toronto like later on, and we ended up shooting like a music video, me and Firewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, we posted some of the stuff. It's like pretty personal sort of bars you have in there about you and your life and where you're from, but also this collaboration with Firewolf and the rest of was the Shane as well and Dan, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was it was really nice. Like we talked about it during the show because like we would Firewolf would always sing on the show, and like I rapped on the show sometimes. Like we just like shared our talents and our skills. Like we're out there for 25 days, right? Just trying to entertain each other. So we would share like a lot of our lives to each other. And so that just like Dan caught on that, and he's like, well, hey, maybe we could just like we could do something with this, make a song or something. And
Right.
we ended up doing that when we all ended up having our reunion episode. Like me and Firewolf, we were flown like a day earlier, and yeah, we shot that with like David Strickland, and he's like a really like world-renowned like
Yeah.
producer. He did like some music for Drake and stuff like that. So it was really nice to like work with somebody who was like on that level, and shoot a documentary and like around it, and like just be in like a nice studio setting.
Totally.
Really nice.
Well, I mean, I feel this energy that you're on the up and up. So I'm curious like to hear about like what potential like dream project do you have, or like do you want to create for yourself? Like obviously you have two different hats you can wear, so maybe an answer for each one, like one as a musician, singer, artist, and then one as a comedian, actor, like writer of sketches and bits and stuff.
I mean, for music, I just want to make music that people enjoy. I'm not really don't have a goal for
Right.
music or anything like that. I just want to make music that people are gonna like to listen to and just want to like vibe with. I guess like I hate using that word, but yeah. Just people who enjoy music. I'm not trying to get like famous or rich or anything off music here. I'm just making music that I enjoy to make, and
Gotcha.
I love writing and recording like that. So if you don't like it, it's not for you. That's okay. It's not for everybody. So
For sure.
and for like my comedy and like all that stuff, like that's just like I started all that just because like where I live in Thunder Bay, there's like nowhere to act and nowhere to like shoot videos, and if there is, like you gotta know like the right people, and like they're so like judgmental and like keep to themselves, have their closed groups and stuff like that. So I started making my own videos and acting my own videos, and I'm just like hoping like one day like maybe hey I'll get a big break and this boy will make it to Hollywood, some kid from the res,
But is there like I mean, is there an Indigenous like show or project that like you wish you could like be in, or like that you think you could fit in? Like
Oh
I'm thinking
man,
Reservation Dogs completely, but
I
I don't know.
tried so hard. I tried so hard to get on season two. I like had my fan base make like I didn't ask them to, but they made a petition to get me on the show. Like I had them tag me in like everything that was like on their show for like auditions and stuff. So I literally did 5 auditions for that TV show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I didn't get one role. Like,
Well, you're close. You're fucking close, man. You're close. I can tell you're
yeah,
close.
and even like I was tagging like the director Steven. I think his name's Steven or Sterling. His name is Sterling Harjo or something.
Right.
And I was tagging him, I'm like, give me a role, give me a role. And he's like, oh, one day the right role will come. He commented. And I'm like, oh, man, maybe.
Well,
I'm hoping.
I feel like, you know, we put the energy out, right? So it's going to happen. One way
Yeah.
or another, it's going to happen.
That or like Letterkenny or like Shoresy, the show Shoresy. I had an audition for that one too. Do you know that show?
No, Shorzy?
So it's a spinoff of Letterkenny, if you know
No.
Letterkenny.
Yeah, I know Letterkenny, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Letterkenny, they have a character in that show called Shoresy, and they made a show about him.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So
You're going to get on that too.
no, they already shot it though. That's what the thing. Like, it was a huge audition I did though. But I'm hoping maybe they do a season 2. So
Well,
who knows?
every
I'm
season.
funny.
So go ahead.
No, I just feel like I'm getting too old to like play the roles that I want to play. You know,
You don't look a day over 21, brother. You're good to go.
gotta shave. Just gotta shave my face.
Well, I don't know when Skyline's coming, but I want to just maybe take one more question if you don't mind. I like to ask this question usually last with everybody we've had live streams with about sort of mental health, supporting others. So I'm just kind of curious about like how do you like find support, and how do you support others in your journey, and also like how important is just like balance and like finding ways to like, you know, sort of stay, you know, present through all of this and maintaining like, you know, some health, mental health in all of this.
How do I find support? That's very hard for me because I'm a very independent, introverted person.
Gotcha.
Nowadays. I even went and got my spirit name not too long ago, and my spirit name is like tree standing alone. So,
Right.
and that just means that I'm a very independent person who knows what I want, and I know that I'm on the right path. But for me, I got to figure out why it is that I'm alone and what that means for me and what it means to be alone. So it's hard for me to find support because I don't have many people to rely on for that support. Like, especially in my family, but I do have resources and places that I can go to, such as elders and knowledge keepers and stuff like that, that I do rely on when I need it. So
Nice.
speaking of that, I did see my elder today, and it was a very good meeting. So
That's good.
yeah, and like for like staying balanced and like just kind of staying like good with my mental health is just like giving myself like breaks when needed, and just like, you know, not overworking myself or overwhelming myself, and trying not to like let things live in my head like rent free that shouldn't be there. Like it's hard to control things that are out of my control, so it's so just like trying to avoid those situations like that. Yeah. And
Nice.
just like being a father too, like my daughter like keeps me so stable, and like as I grow older, I grow into this role of being a father and being an adult more, and growing out of that phase of being that kind of that boy that boy that was like, I don't know.
Do you have any tips for, I mean, young fathers out there that maybe are artists as well, and like some ways for them to, you know, stay positive and stay consistent for the people they're supporting?
Yeah, I mean, just concentrate on your family and focus on your loved ones. I mean, that's very important. You know, be present in their lives, and
Yeah.
you know, don't just say you love them, but actually show it. Just you gotta be there.
Nice, man. Well, I don't think I have anything else to ask. I don't know if you have anything else to say. I mean, I always like doing a little shout out opportunity if you have anybody you wanted to shout out, but that about does it for me.
No, I don't got anyone to shout out. I don't even shout myself out on anything.
Well, I'm looking forward to more awesome comedy, man, and like I'm looking forward to good news from your end. So I hope that everybody stays tuned to what you're doing and like continues to like support what you're doing because I think it's fucking awesome and I really
Yeah,
enjoy just like the comedy of it all is great and I'm a big fan of that. So keep it rolling, man, and I really do appreciate your time and coming out tonight. And I know it's tough with balancing a daughter and a life, and just I appreciate you, man. So thank you.
right on. I love hearing that. So thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm sorry I missed it. I was like
No,
on the
no, we made it count tonight, man. We made it count.
anytime too. Like we'll try to do something else if you want to. Like make it try to fit or work for sure.
That sounds good to me, Sean.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I hope you have a great night. Have a good time with your daughter. Have a good time with all your loved ones, and until next time.
All right. Thanks.
Bye. Well, that was Sean Skies, Sean Morriseau, aka Native Pool Boy. Everybody, that was awesome. So I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and we'll see you very soon.